Hey folks, this is the Thrifty Gamer 83, just bringing you a quick look back at the Nintendo GameCube. As you can see, the Nintendo GameCube was Nintendo's first disc-based medium system. And one of the things I really liked about the Nintendo GameCube was the fact that it had expansions for broadband, expansions which allowed you to use Game Boy Advance games. It was just at that pinnacle in time where data compression technologies were reaching the full spectrum of what was needed. And while many choose to believe, I'm just putting the Nintendo back here a little bit. Anyway, what many choose to believe is that Nintendo failed with the GameCube. I myself think Nintendo succeeded with the GameCube. In fact, the data compression technologies which are currently used, from what I can see from a prospectus point, the data compression technologies that are currently used would not have been achieved without Nintendo taking that risk and introducing the GameCube. And I really look at the 4-port controller schematic as being a great scheme. I look at the fact that they had the backing of ATI for the graphics card, which made a lot of sense. And it has helped the PowerPC industry by taking advantage of their processors from the GameCube up until the Wii U. And one of the things that I like about the compression medium is I'm just going to pull out a disc for just a little bit of equivalency. Now, this is only, say, 1.8 gigabits on a small mini DVD disc. And it made sense at the time for Nintendo not to have to pay the third-party royalties or loyalties to differing DVD manufacturers. And I can understand that. I can understand why they went that way. It really, the data compression technologies which Nintendo used has greatly improved the digital medium as well in downloading games, in keeping a routine structure that more does not always equal some of the greatest games. Some of the greatest games I've found come on the smallest discs, and that's what you find with the GameCube. What I found really very disarming about playing the PlayStation 2 is that it's not built to the levels that Nintendo has used, and it breaks down too easily on some games. And, well, over time, it's not built for long-term sustainability and replayability. And I find that the Nintendo GameCube, it was made by Nintendo, so you automatically know what you are getting. So it won with data compression technologies. It won with the fact that with the PowerPC processor, it built the same level of trust that it had built with its prior systems. And as the Virtual Boy had been a swing and a miss, Nintendo really rebounded with the Nintendo 64 and, to a smaller extent, the Nintendo GameCube. I know it only sold 25 million units, but still, it's still more reliable than many of the consoles of the generation, the Xbox and the PlayStation 2. I'm still playing my GameCube to this day. I really enjoyed the black model that I have as well. Has the component video. So I think where Nintendo went wrong was in trying not so hard to fit in, but in people not really seeing just what it could do for the market, what it could do for gamers. And only now have companies taken advantage of data compression over low-speed broadband. If, for example, if you can take Parasite Eve, which was, say, 1.4 gigs back in the day, and you can compress it down to 250 megabytes. 250 megabytes for 2 discs. People don't discuss what Nintendo did right for data compression. I know. I repeat it over and over and over again, but it's true. You take a look at one of those little small hockey puck style discs, and you tell me that's not innovative. It really factored into how businesses would put their games into play, how tightly they would pack them with content. Seeing just what Nintendo could do. Now, I know with the Wii U and Wii that they've continually used the PowerPC processors, and I greatly admire PowerPC. I think it's a pity it's still not being used or as widespread as Apple had once used it. So really, it's something that is a very powerful processor, and it's a very reliable processor. And adapting video cards to it, I've used video cards on PowerPC processors, and they work wonderfully. What Nintendo failed at again was the sales aim of where it wanted to go onto the next level with the GameCube. That's something that they couldn't market so much. They couldn't market data compression. And that's something that's a catch-22 really, when watching Tales from the Console Graveyard, to have them pan the digital medium that Nintendo used in equivalency. As I keep saying, that data compression, that little hockey puck style disc, that little disc right there, that was something which has paved the way for tightly compressing as much content as you can into megabytes. It's something that Sony still uses. If you look at the PlayStation 3 network, or you look at the PlayStation 4 network, or you download a game that was, say, 4 discs, like Final Fantasy VII, it would have been 2 gigabytes, and now it's down to 1.4 gigabytes. With Parasite Eve and Parasite Eve 2, I've noticed that the compression technologies are so far advanced that they can pack 2 discs so tightly onto a compression layer that people really have to start looking at what Nintendo did right with the GameCube and taking a chance, not to say, well, it undersold. It did undersell. Don't get me wrong there. It did undersell. It's a great little console, but it's still undersold. But it shouldn't have undersold. It really has stood the test of time. And it makes me wonder, with the PlayStation 2, which slowly deteriorates over time with its laser eye, how it wasn't built for sustainability, how it wasn't built to stay as a long-term system. And Nintendo is just Nintendo. They're on another level when they achieve market satisfaction, when they achieve long-term sustainability. The GameCube was a great console, had tons of great games, and if you want to see an example, check out F-Zero GX. I included it on my top 10, and I've done a review of it. I may do a second take look at it again. It's in my top 10 list, folks. rant, rave, love, hate. Click that subscribe button, folks. I will be back next Monday to see you, and I will be including some GameCube footage as a follow-up. Alright, folks, see you next week.